I remember sitting alone, thinking I'd hit rock bottom. I met people who shared lessons with me that helped me get through it during that tough time. These lessons might be just what you need. You have to help yourself. No one else can help you. You have to do it yourself. Once you realize this, you will feel more in control of your life. Your future is your past, which you understand. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. You can either become the victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your life. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits, and some may exploit your generosity. Your life is the result of the choices you make. There is no plan, just the consequences of choices. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better if you keep trying. There will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore, and they clearly don't want to change. You have to speak up for yourself. No one else will. Tough times teach us that our resilience is stronger than we ever imagined. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons that are given to them through the bad times in their lives. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. You are the only person that can simultaneously be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you can choose which one is more prevalent. Never back down from a real challenge. They give the best lessons in life. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. Always trust what your gut tells you, even when everybody else tries to convince you otherwise. When one door closes, another opens. But we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which has opened for us. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Sometimes you're not going to fit in no matter how hard you try, and it's better to just be alone. If there's a single lesson that life teaches us, it's that wishing doesn't make it so. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people spend it for you. Guard well your thoughts when alone, and your words when accompanied. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. Facing your emotions gives you more strength and happiness in the long run than shutting them down or ignoring them. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you are ready. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. Life changes for the better when we realize that we don't have to know everything, and we don't have to pretend that we do. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Some goodbyes set you free. You can't understand everything immediately. Sometimes you need to wait. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. It took a long time, but I have learned that you just can't take anything you want out of life without putting something back in exchange. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. Nothing in your life will change unless you change. The great courageous act that we must all do is to have the courage to step out of our history and past so that we can live our dreams. Happiness is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to deal with them. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the hero within us is revealed. A little foolishness, enough to enjoy life, and a little wisdom to avoid the errors. That will do. One of my biggest lessons in life is we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. People will walk in and out of your life, and those you least expect will become past remembrances of a temporary time you once thought was permanent. Rehearsing situations in your head is a waste of time. The situation will always be different than anything your imagination will come up with. Hard times are sometimes blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us strong, better, and wise. There is neither happiness nor unhappiness in this world. There is merely the comparison of one state to the other. Only a man who has felt ultimate despair is capable of feeling ultimate bliss. A tough lesson in life that one has to learn is that not everybody wishes you well. People tend to complicate their own lives as if living weren't already complicated enough. Let the improvement of yourself keep you so busy that you have no time to criticize others. Bad days build better days. The most important thing in life is learning how to fall. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. Life is inherently risky. There is only one big risk you should avoid at all costs, and that is the risk of doing nothing. You don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. Most people will deceive you if you give them at least half a chance. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. Letting go isn't a one-time thing. It's something you have to do every day, over and over again. We must meet the challenge rather than wish it were not before us. Do not let the memories of your past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life, except in your mind. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. When something happens and it causes us pain, the pain is there to teach us a lesson. It is not so that we feel pain for the sake of pain. Gotta love yourself before you can love others. When patience pans out, you realize you've not waited for long. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. Hoping and wishing don't make things change. Making different decisions and working hard does. Life is not always fair. People that lie and cheat can often come out on top. But no matter how bad a situation may seem, you just have to keep battling on. Keep your expectations only to yourself. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Change is not a threat. It's an invitation to live. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot, and you'll survive whatever is coming. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. The only thing you can control is how you feel, do, and think. Stop trying to change other people because it almost never works. The days that you don't want to do anything are the days that you need to do the most. Not everyone whom you meet's intentions are true. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Out of difficulties grow miracles. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Nobody is going to watch out for you like you. You are stronger than you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life, and you are undefeated. The only way out is through. Your true friends become apparent when you're at your lowest. Sometimes you just have to walk away, let people go, and let relationships end. What is coming is better than what is gone. People aren't for you or against you. They're for themselves. Your life won't go as planned, and trust me, it's a good thing. Sometimes the world is trying to tell you who you are, but if you don't stop to reflect and listen, you'll never be able to hear. Your tomorrow may be way different from your today if you try. Keep crying about what is not working today, and I promise you that your tomorrow is not working. Do not discuss your past with anyone, because only you know its true story and significance. Others may not understand, or even use it against you. People will always project their fears and limiting beliefs onto you. What you must do is build a shield against this noise so you can protect yourself from it. You can't change what happened, no matter if it was your fault or someone else messed it up. Don't be mad about it. Deal with the challenge. It's never too late to do the things you've always wanted to do. Don't let naysayers discourage you because they may be projecting their own insecurities. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Fear limits most people throughout their lives and permeates through all of their decisions. Do your best to control it, overcome it, and revel when you defeat it. Success is not about your resources. It's about how resourceful you are with what you have. You won't forget some bad things. You just stop caring. Until that happens, don't stress too much about it. The more grateful you are, the more beauty you will see all around you. The more generous life will seem, and the happier you will become. If you can drop anything from your world, drop the ego. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. All you have is the now and what you do with it. Chasing happiness will lead you to misery until you realize that happiness is the way. The life you experience is simply a reflection of your mindset. Action breeds more clarity than thought. So you can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. You grow rich when you seek new experiences, not material things. Your entire life can change in an instant. So instead of passively taking what you have for granted, be grateful for it and do whatever good you can with it. You don't find your purpose somewhere else. You create your purpose, exactly where you are, and you bear meaning to it. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but think, fail, and learn like a scientist. Going back to your ex is like having a shower and putting dirty underwear back on. Don't make promises if you have no intention to fulfill them. It might not mean anything to you, but it could mean a whole world to someone else. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. You can fall in love more than once. You don't need to worry much when someone you love leaves you. Most of the time, it's for the good. Commitment is what gets you started. Consistency is what gets you somewhere. And persistence is what keeps you going. Everything that you do, you are creating dots. You can connect those dots in the later part of life and understand why you did what you did. Let others' actions speak for them. People will show you far more than they will tell you. You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. Life becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in other people. You don't only live once, you live multiple lives within one. The biggest thing you need to accept is change. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. If you are a friend of everybody, you are an enemy to yourself. Never make someone a priority who only makes you an option. With time, the more wins with fear you can accumulate, the more fearless you will become. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do. To know who your true friends are, look for the ones who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face. You cannot have everything. You always exchange something for something. First, you choose a partner on the basis of their looks and enjoy until you realize that your kids will not be raised by their looks, but by their values. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. Don't compare the behind the scenes of your life to someone else's highlight reel. You will never ruin a role if you play yourself. All you have power and influence over is what you decide to do with the time that you are given today. If someone emphasizes that they are telling the truth, you can be sure they are lying. You only get one body. Take care of it. You'll have it all your life, and while it is incredibly resilient, it can only give you what you put in. If you're going to get angry about something, think to yourself, will I remember this in 10 years? Overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is. Act like you have been there before. Your parents were correct multiple times, even if not academically qualified. Stop insulting them when they advise you. Self-care is realizing that you are your greatest obstacle. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe everything to your present self. Don't look for happiness. It's always inside you. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Don't do anything that you'll have to lie about later. Not everything in your brain needs to come out of your mouth. People give you advice based on their perspective. If you put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look down on you. Don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to show you that you're interested and you care. Take your responsibilities seriously, but not yourself. The people who ask the most from you are the people who do the least for you. Don't be afraid to be alone. Being by yourself is far superior than being with crappy people. Share your progress, not your goals, and you'll always be motivated. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you need a company to be happy, then it will make you weak. Don't get emotionally attached to anyone. People change. Even your best friends can turn into strangers one day. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second spent wasting yours. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you, because everyone is only thinking about themselves. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones.